Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back into the video today. And today, we're going to be talking about players that you need to be looking out for in tomorrow's Houston Texans preseason opener against the New England Patriots. Tomorrow, the Houston Texans play the New England Patriots and the Houston Texans Week 1 preseason matchup. And this is going to be a fun one, Texans fans. I'm so excited for Texans football to be back. Can't wait to see rookie C.J. Stroud, Tank Dell, Will Anderson, Henry To'oTo'o, and Tank Dell, and I think I mentioned both wide receivers, Tank Dell and Xavier Hutchinson, hit the field for the first time tomorrow. I cannot wait to see, how how those rookies do, and how the whole team does in general. And before I get into players that you should be watching tomorrow in tomorrow's matchup, I'm going to start with a coach, and that's DeMeco Ryans. This is his first game as a head coach. Even though it's not regular season, it's preseason, I think it's going to be important to watch, how DeMeco handles himself tomorrow. I think DeMeco's going to be a great head coach in the NFL, but I think it is going to be really interesting to see, how he coaches on the field, because this is something we've never seen from him before. And I think he'll be great at it, but it's going to be fun watching DeMeco coach these guys for the first time in a real game. We've seen him coach at practice. We've seen him coach at training camp. We've seen him coach during scrimmages or 7-on-7s or even 11-on-11s. And I think he's done well throughout, the whole process from, the starter of everything since he got here from today to this day. And I think he'll be a great head coach for the Houston Texans. And honestly, I'm going to make a prediction. I think DeMeco Ryans could potentially go down as the best Houston Texans head coach of all time. I'm just talking about I'm not talking about anybody in the future after DeMeco Ryans, but I'm saying out of everybody that's ever coached for the Houston Texans as a head coach, I think if you look at those guys, I think DeMeco will be a better head coach than every one of those guys. And the Texans have had a couple of solid coaches, whether there was Kubiak, or there's been a couple other solid head coaches for the Texans, but I think DeMeco Ryans will be the best head coach in Texans history. I think he's going to be a very good head coach. I think he's going to run this defense really good, and I think it's going to be amazing to watch him. All right, number 1, C.J. Stroud, rookie quarterback, number 2 overall pick, making his debut. It's going to be fun to watch him tomorrow night. I think it's, he's playing a solid defense with the Patriots. A lot of their starters are going to be out, so that's why I say solid. The Patriots have a great defense, probably a top 7 defense in the NFL, but most of their best players will be out because the Patriots aren't playing a lot of their starters. But, Patriots still have a solid defense besides some of their best stars and on defense like Matt Judon and a couple other guys. But C.J. Stroud's playing a solid defense. He's playing in a hard place to play in Foxborough. I think tomorrow will be a good challenge for him, and we'll see how he handles it. I think he's going to play great tomorrow, though. I can't wait to see Dameon Pierce tomorrow because it feels like we haven't heard a lot about Dameon Pierce throughout training camp. I feel like he is going to play tomorrow, but to me it feels like with Pierce, in my opinion, I feel like the running game with Singletary and Pierce and Mike Boone and all the other guys that are, running backs on this roster, this run game's been quiet because this defense has been dominating the run game a little bit. The D-line and just the whole defense have been dominant and stopping the run throughout training camp. And I can't wait to see Dameon Pierce face against another defense that is not ours and see if he can do better. He's had a solid training camp so far, but there's been at times where him and Singletary have struggled a little bit because this Texans defense has just been dominating. But I can't wait to see him on the field tomorrow. Even if he doesn't play that long, he probably will play 2 or 3 drives at the most, probably maybe 4. Who knows? I'm excited to see Robert Woods as well. He's been quiet through training camp as well. All the focus has been on all the other wide receivers like Tank Dell, Nico Collins, Xavier Hutchinson, John Mechie, and maybe sometimes even Noah Brown, which it should be. And I can't even say Robert Woods is not being paid attention. He's not being, being recognized, but he's not been doing as good as all the other wide receivers, and I can't wait to see him hit the field tomorrow. Maybe C.J. Stroud connects with him a couple times. I think it should be really interesting to see what Robert Woods does tomorrow night for the Houston Texans. I'm excited to see him hit the field. A couple other guys. I mean, Nico Collins. He's a guy for the Texans that we've been hearing about all off season, all throughout training camp that he is going to be way better this season. He's been great throughout training camp. I can't wait to see him hit the field tomorrow to see if maybe he is going to have I mean, we're not going to see that off of one game, but maybe if he can have a good game tomorrow, maybe potentially, I think maybe potentially Nico Collins could have a great season if he stays healthy. That's another player you want to watch for. Dalton Schultz, who might not play a lot, I think he's going to be another player to keep a good eye out on. And then the rookies, Tank Dell and Xavier Hutchinson. And one of the guys I'm most excited to see tomorrow is John Mechie. We have not seen him play, on the field. I know, we haven't seen the rookies play for the Texans either, but John Mechie, we drafted our rookies in this year's draft, not last year's draft. I'm so excited to see John Mechie hit the field for the Texans tomorrow. I can't wait to see what he does. I think he's going to be great for the Texans. I'm going to go over some other guys I can't wait to see tomorrow. I can't wait to see George Fant at tackle. There is a good chance Titus Howard is going to miss the first game or two of the season, maybe even first three, and George Fant will be the guy to replace Titus Howard in the first couple games of the season at right tackle. And I can't wait to see how he handles himself at right tackle tomorrow. When he starts for the Houston Texans at right tackle, I think that should be really interesting to watch for the Houston Texans as well. I'm gonna go a little deeper I'm gonna go a little deeper into the. Well, no, first before I go deeper into the depth chart, another guy I can't wait to watch tomorrow for the Houston Texans is Juice Scruggs. Same thing with George Fant. I mean, he was gonna play a lot this year for the Texans, but he was not expected to be a starter. Scott Quisenberry was, and Juice Scruggs, he's going to most likely be the starting center now for the Texans. I think it's going to be really interesting to see how he does in his first game hitting the field for the Texans. I'm going a little deep in the depth chart here, but someone I can't wait to watch tomorrow is Xavier Holiday. He is a guy that the Texans said is an undrafted free agent. He's been making a lot of noise at camp, and he'll play in around the fourth quarter in that area. He'll be the running back in the fourth quarter. I know he's going to be getting, trash minutes. He's going to be getting dumb minutes, but I can't wait to see him hit the field. I think he's, a guy who, I think he's a guy that has, a lot of talent, and I don't think he'll make the roster, but it'll be interesting to watch him. A couple wide receivers, Jared Wayne and Jalen Camp. Those two guys, I'm really interested to see what they do tomorrow when hitting the field for the Texans. Jared Wayne has been really solid for the Texans at camp. He's an undrafted free agent. Jalen Camp played a little bit for the Texans last year, was really good in the preseason, played a little bit in the regular season. I can't wait to see what those two guys do for the Houston Texans tomorrow. And anybody else on the offense, not really. I'm excited to see Singletary, see what he does in the first game as a Texan, but that's really it for Kenyon Green, he had a terrible rookie year. I'll be excited to see what he does tomorrow in his first game back. And let's get to the defense. As the first guy you got to talk about is Will Anderson Jr. making the third overall pick, making his first appearance as a Houston Texan. I think it's going to be really interesting to see what he does tomorrow in his first game as a Houston Texan. I can't wait to watch Christian Harris and Denzel Perryman. We've been hearing great things about those two guys on the linebacker core at training camp. I can't wait to watch Steven Nelson and Jimmy Ward. Those are two guys in the secondary at safety, strong safety, Jimmy Ward, right cornerback, Steven Nelson, that are older veteran guys that have been balling out for the Texans in training camp. And let's talk about the younger guys in the secondary, Derek Stingley Jr. and Jalen Petrie. I think those are two guys that will be really interesting to watch tomorrow for the Houston Texans. I think the secondary starters are going to be really interesting to watch for the Houston Texans tomorrow. I can't wait to hit Sheldon Rankins. Sheldon Rankins is another guy I'll enjoy to see hit the field tomorrow for the Texans. Hassan Ridgeway, I think he's a guy who could have a really solid season at defensive tackle for the Texans. Same thing goes for linebacker, new Texan Corey Littleton. I can't wait to see Blake Cashman go out there. He's been dominating at camp, has 2 interceptions, a forced fumble, has been dominant for the Houston Texans at training camp. It's going to be fun watching Chase Winovich hit the field for tomorrow at defensive end. He's a guy that can really do anything, special teams, defensive end, on defense. He played in New England, so I think it's going to be fun to watch him return to New England tomorrow. Can't wait to see Henry Toto, rookie as well. A guy who, I mean, I think is a stud, and I can't wait to watch him in his first game. Roy Lopez, he's fighting with some other defensive tackles and Sheldon Rankings, Malik Collins, Hassan Ridgeway, and he had a great season last year. It's going to be exciting to watch him and see what he does tomorrow. I can't wait to watch Shaquille Griffin. I really like him. I've always liked him. And I think he should be a great addition for the Houston Texans to that secondary. Desmond King as well. I really like him on the defense. I think that's another guy you want to keep an eye out on tomorrow is Desmond King, see how he looks. He'll be starting at nickel for the Texans tomorrow. So, yeah, I mean, that's what Garrett Wallow, he's going into his third season at linebacker at the linebacker position. And I mean, I think his window's closing. I mean, is he going to play a lot more this season? He started to play a little bit more last season. What's going to happen with Garrett Wallow this season? It's going to be fun to see him hit the field as well tomorrow. I mean, another guy I'm looking at is Jake Bates, a kicker the Texans signed, undrafted kicker. The Texans are really high on this guy, and they know Kaimi Fairbairn is their starting kicker, but it's going to be interesting to watch him play tomorrow. What does he bring? I mean, I know he's not going to make the roster, but some of the Texans coaching staff is excited about this guy and to see what he will do. So, I mean, I think that should be really, interesting to see tomorrow. How long does Kaimi Fairbairn kick for tomorrow's game as well? So that's really it. I mean, players to watch, mainly the starters. I mean, CJ and the rookies as well. I think the most guys that are going to be fun to watch tomorrow, I like watching the guys that, have to prove something. I like watching late in the game where the guys who have to prove something are fighting to make a roster spot. That is an interesting part for me to watch. But guys that, early on for the Texans are going to be fun to watch. CJ Stroud, it's going to be great to see him hit the field. I think it's going to be really interesting to watch him play tomorrow. Same thing goes for rookies, Tank Dell and Xavier Hutchinson. And you can say really every wide receiver on this Texans roster as well. I think it's going to be really interesting to watch the whole offense tomorrow. I really do. Because I think this offense has really improved this offseason. And so has the defense. I mean, really, it's going to be intriguing to watch everybody tomorrow. But yeah, you guys have your thoughts. I think tomorrow will be a really, really good game for the Texans. I'm expecting a win in New England. I do think the Houston Texans will pull out a win. I don't know a score, but I do think the Texans will pull out a win in tomorrow's matchup. Using your thoughts, Texans fans, let me know who you're most excited to watch in tomorrow's game. I am most excited to watch CJ Stroud by far. I also am excited to watch Tank Dell, Will Anderson, and John Mechie for the Texans tomorrow. But you guys have your thoughts. You guys let me know who you're most excited to watch in tomorrow's game. Texans play at 6 o'clock on ABC and NFL Network. I'm so excited to watch the game tomorrow. Using your thoughts, Texans fans. That's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and peace out. Go Texans.